Hey, here Tifu. I've been sitting on this story for a while, but I think it's finally time to share. It's a wild ride from almost dying to finding the love of my life. So buckle up, here we go. A few years back, I got into vaping. Like a lot of people, I thought it was a safer alternative to smoking. I loved all the flavors and cool gadgets. It seemed like a no-brainer switch from cigarettes. For the first year, everything was peachy. I was happily puffing away, thinking I was doing my lungs a favor. But then things started to go downhill. I developed this persistent cough that just wouldn't go away, started getting short of breath, and even had some gnarly chest pains. Of course, being the idiot that I am, I ignored it and kept vaping. Fast forward a few months and the symptoms got way worse. The chest pains were almost constant, and I could barely walk up a flight of stairs without gasping for air. One night, the pain got so bad that I could hardly move. I freaked out and decided to head to the After a bunch of tests, the docs told me I had severe acute respiratory distress syndrome, ARDS, and they linked it to my vaping habit. My lungs were inflamed, and I was basically on the edge of respiratory failure. Hearing that was a massive wake-up call. I never thought something as harmless as vaping could lead to this. I was admitted to the hospital and put on oxygen therapy. The doctor said if I hadn't come in when I did, I might not have made it. That was one of the scariest moments of my life. It took weeks of treatment, but I eventually started to recover. Needless to say, I quit vaping cold turkey. While I was recovering in the hospital, I met a nurse named Emily. She was kind, funny, and genuinely cared about her patients. She was there for me during some of my darkest moments, and we started to bond over our conversations. She made the long days in the hospital a lot more bearable. One day, while Emily was on her break, she brought me a book. It was a journal, actually, one that belonged to her great-grandmother, who had been a nurse during World War. Emily and I spent hours reading it together, marveling at the stories of courage and resilience. As I continued to recover, Emily and I grew closer. We talked about everything, our dreams, our fears, our favorite movies and books. It wasn't long before I realized I had developed feelings for her, but I wasn't sure if she felt the same way, and I didn't want to ruin our friendship. One afternoon, after another session of reading the journal, Emily looked at me with a shy smile and said, "You know, you've made my days a lot brighter. I'm really glad I met you." My heart skipped a beat. I gathered my courage and told her how I felt. To my relief and joy, she felt the same way. We started dating shortly after I was discharged from the hospital. Emily was a huge support during my recovery, and our relationship blossomed. We shared many adventures together, including tracking down more of our ancestors' stories and exploring new places. So yeah, vaping nearly took my life, but it also led me to the love of my life. Life is weird and full of surprises. If you're vaping, maybe think twice about it. The health risks are real, but also remember that sometimes life's twists and turns can lead to unexpected and wonderful things. Thanks for reading my story. Stay safe out there, folks. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Please.